The political world is in shock after Joe Rogan leaked explosive footage that has everyone talking. Reports reveal that Charlie Kirk's chief of staff was caught red-handed on camera. And the video is sparking massive controversy. Social media is ablaze as viewers analyze every frame, trying to understand what exactly went down and what this could mean for Kirk's inner circle. According to sources, the footage shows behavior that insiders say contradicts the public image Charlie Kirk has carefully maintained, while details are still emerging. The leak has already sent ripples through political commentary circles, with pundits, journalists, and fans weighing in on the shocking implications. Some are calling it a scandal that could shake the foundations of Kirk's operations, while others argue that context is key and the story may be more complicated than it seems. Joe Rogan's involvement adds another layer to the drama. Known for uncovering controversial stories and asking the questions others shy away from, Rogan's leak has thrust this incident into the spotlight, forcing political analysts and the public to take a closer look. Fans and critics alike are speculating on the motives behind the leak. Was this an act of whistleblowing, strategic expose, or something else entirely? As the footage circulates, tensions are rising and questions abound. How will Charlie Kirk respond? What does this mean for his chief of staff? And will this leak have long-term consequences for the organization and everyone involved? The political world is watching closely. The story is far from over. The political sphere is buzzing after Joe Rogan dropped explosive footage that has sent shockwaves through Charlie Kirk's camp. According to multiple sources, the video shows Charlie Kirk's chief of staff caught red-handed on camera, igniting debates across social media, news outlets, and political commentary circles. While the full context of the footage is still emerging, insiders claim that what is captured contradicts the careful public image the organization has maintained for years. Joe Rogan's involvement has only intensified the situation. Known for shining a light on controversial topics and challenging mainstream narratives, Rogan's leak has amplified scrutiny on Kirk's inner circle. Observers are questioning whether this footage exposes internal misconduct, strategic missteps, or something far more significant. Many are now asking, what does this mean for Charlie Kirk personally, and what repercussions could it have for the team that surrounds him? Sources familiar with the situation reveal that the footage depicts behavior that some consider highly questionable. While details remain sparse, insiders suggest the incident may involve mismanagement of sensitive information, questionable decisions behind the scenes, or even potential ethical violations. One source, speaking on condition of anonymity, commented, "It's not just about what you see on camera, it's what the footage implies. People are realizing there's more happening behind closed doors than we were aware of." The leak has sparked immediate reactions from the public and political commentators. Social media platforms are flooded with discussions, theories, and reactions dissecting every frame. Clips of the footage have gone viral, with viewers debating the implications for both the chief of staff and Charlie Kirk himself. Hashtags related to the incident began trending within hours, as users speculated whether this could lead to resignations, internal shakeups, or long-term damage to the organization's credibility. Political insiders suggest that Kirk's chief of staff has long been a key figure in managing operations, media strategy, and public communications. This position comes with a high level of responsibility, and being caught red-handed on video raises serious questions about judgment and oversight. Experts note that in political organizations, perception is critical, and this leak could have major implications if not addressed swiftly and transparently. Some sources claim that the footage is captured over weeks of behind-the-scenes activity, showing behavior that insiders say had been raising eyebrows for some time, while the organization has maintained a polished public front. These revelations could indicate internal issues that were previously hidden from both the public and key stakeholders. The timing of Joe Rogan's leak has only added fuel to the fire, as speculation about motives and consequences continues to swirl. Fans of political commentary and investigative journalism have praised Rogan for bringing this footage to light. Many are emphasizing the importance of transparency, accountability, and public awareness in situations like this. Others, however, caution that context is key, and that while the footage is concerning, it may not tell the full story. Analysts are already calling for a careful review of the video, encouraging viewers not to jump to conclusions without understanding the broader circumstances. Charlie Kirk's response, or lack thereof, has only heightened curiosity. While official statements are limited, insiders suggest that the organization is scrambling to assess the damage, consult legal and public relations experts, and plan next steps. Some speculate that this could lead to a reshuffling of leadership, disciplinary actions, or public clarifications to mitigate reputational risk. One insider noted they are trying to contain the situation. But the footage is out there, and people are watching closely. This could have lasting consequences. The impact of this leak is being felt beyond the immediate organization. Political opponents, media analysts, and the general public are scrutinizing every detail, drawing in conversations about ethics, transparency, and accountability. Analysts note that such high-profile incidents can quickly shift narratives, influence public perception, and even affect fundraising or political influence. In short, the stakes are incredibly high, and the unfolding fallout is likely to be far-reaching. Insiders also reveal that the chief of staff in question has a history of working closely with high-level political figures and managing sensitive information. This adds another layer of concern, as any misconduct or questionable behavior could have ramifications not only internally, but also externally, impacting stakeholders, donors, and public trust. Sources suggest that the organization is taking this extremely seriously, reviewing both past actions and immediate responses to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, fans on social media have been dissecting the footage frame by frame, debating everything from body language to potential intent. Some believe the video confirms long-standing suspicions about internal mismanagement, while others argue it might be exaggerated or taken out of context. Regardless, the viral nature of the footage ensures that public scrutiny will continue, and the pressure on Charlie Kirk and his team is only mounting. Political commentators are also weighing in, offering insight into what this could mean for the broader landscape. Some suggest that the leak may impact Kirk's credibility or influence, while others highlight that a strong, transparent response could mitigate potential fallout. Analysts emphasize that in today's digital age, any high-profile incident captured on camera can have immediate and lasting consequences. As the story continues to develop, questions remain. Was this footage a momentary lapse in judgment? Or does it reveal deeper issues within Charlie Kirk's inner circle? How will the organization respond publicly? And what internal actions are being considered? Could this leak trigger additional scrutiny from watchdogs, the media, or political opponents? One thing is clear: the release of this footage has changed the conversation entirely. Joe Rogan's leak has not only brought hidden actions to light, but has also forced both supporters and critics to take a closer look at the inner workings of one of the most influential political organizations in recent years. Every new detail is being analyzed, every reaction is being scrutinized, and the implications are likely to ripple across political and public spheres for weeks to come. In conclusion, Part 1 sets the stage for a drama-filled saga involving Joe Rogan's leak, Charlie Kirk's chief of staff, and the fallout that is just beginning. With the footage circulating, insiders speaking out, and social media buzzing, this story is far from over. Fans, political commentators, and stakeholders alike are waiting to see what happens next, from public statements to internal consequences, as the truth behind the leaked footage starts to unfold. The fallout from Joe Rogan's leaked footage continues to dominate conversations across social media, news outlets, and political commentary forums. As the clip circulates, insiders reveal that the pressure on Charlie Kirk and his chief of staff has intensified dramatically. While Part 1 focused on the initial leak, Part 2 delves deeper into the reactions, behind-the-scenes strategy, and mounting speculation about what this could mean for the organization moving forward. According to sources close to Kirk's team, the chief of staff has been under immense scrutiny since the footage emerged. Insiders claim that internal meetings have been ongoing to assess both the short-term and long-term implications. One source stated they are trying to figure out how much damage control is needed. Everyone knows the footage is out and the public is not going to forget it anytime soon. The leak has reportedly sparked tension among staffers, as some fear being associated with the controversy could have professional consequences. Fans and political analysts alike have been dissecting every second of the video. Many are analyzing the chief of staff's body language interactions and the context of the clip to determine whether it was an intentional misstep or a more serious ethical violation. Social media platforms are flooded with commentary, from clips breaking down the footage frame by frame to threads debating the implications for Kirk's public image. Some users have praised Joe Rogan for revealing what they see as hidden truths, while others caution against drawing conclusions without full context. Political insiders suggest that the chief of staff holds a critical role within Kirk's organization, tasked with coordinating communications, managing sensitive information, and advising on strategy. This position is central to how the organization operates. Any misstep, as revealed in the footage, could have ripple effects, potentially undermining credibility or raising questions about leadership oversight. One analyst commented, "When someone in a key position is exposed, it's not just about the individual. It reflects on the entire team and leadership structure." Meanwhile, speculation is mounting about the timing and motives behind the leak. Some suggest that Joe Rogan may have received the footage from an insider looking to expose internal issues, while others believe it could be part of a broader investigation into Kirk's organization. Regardless of the source, the release has forced Kirk and his team to consider not just damage control, but also long-term strategies to maintain credibility, protect staff, and address public perception. Reactions from the public have been intense. Supporters of Kirk express concern and disappointment, urging him to clarify the situation publicly. Critics, however, argue that the footage confirms suspicions about mismanagement, internal conflicts, or ethical lapses within the team. Influencers, journalists, and political commentators have also weighed in, further amplifying the story and keeping it at the forefront of online discussions. Social media metrics indicate that engagement is still skyrocketing, with hashtags related to the leak trending consistently. Sources close to Kirk reveal that internal strategy sessions have focused on three main areas: public messaging, internal accountability, and media response. Leadership is reportedly weighing whether to issue a formal statement, conduct internal reviews, or implement disciplinary actions. The goal, insiders say, is to mitigate reputational damage while ensuring that organizational operations continue smoothly. One insider noted they are trying to act quickly but carefully. Every move now is being scrutinized by both the public and the media. Experts analyzing the footage emphasize that the implications go beyond just politics. In today's digital age, a single clip captured on camera can define narratives, influence public opinion, and even impact professional careers. Many are pointing out that how Kirk's team responds will likely set a precedent for future incidents. Will they handle the situation transparently, or will attempts to control the narrative backfire? Analysts are closely watching to see how the leadership navigates this complex scenario, further complicating matters. Some insiders suggest that the chief of staff may not have fully understood the potential fallout from the actions captured on camera. Whether this was an unintentional lapse in judgment or a more deliberate act is still under debate. But the public perception is already forming. Experts note that perception can often outweigh reality in high-profile situations, and managing that perception will be critical in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan's role has added an additional layer of intrigue. Known for his investigative approach and willingness to challenge narratives, Rogan's leak has fueled intense public discussion. Analysts suggest that his platform amplifies stories that might otherwise remain behind the scenes. And in this case, it has brought unprecedented attention to Kirk's inner workings. Fans are debating not only the content of the footage, but also Rogan's intentions and the timing of its release. Political commentators are also highlighting potential long-term consequences. Some argue that if the footage implies ethical lapses or mismanagement, it could impact public trust, donor confidence, and future influence. Others suggest that a strong, transparent response could turn the situation around, demonstrating accountability and leadership under pressure. Either way, the leak has created a situation that will require careful navigation to prevent further damage. Insiders reveal that conversations within Kirk's team are ongoing. Meetings reportedly include top advisors, communications experts, and legal counsel, all focused on determining the best path forward. Some staffers are pushing for immediate public clarification, while others advocate for a more measured behind-the-scenes approach. Sources say the team is acutely aware that every decision now will be scrutinized and could have long-term implications for the organization's credibility and operations. Meanwhile, the public fascination continues to grow. Memes, discussion threads, and reaction videos flood social media as fans and critics dissect every angle. Some highlight perceived flaws or mistakes in the Chief of Staff's behavior, while others analyze potential implications for Charlie Kirk himself. This ongoing discussion demonstrates just how much interest the story has generated, not only among political enthusiasts but also among general audiences captivated by high-stakes drama. In conclusion, Part 2 dives deeper into the ramifications of Joe Rogan's leaked footage, exploring public reactions, insider insights, organizational strategy, and the complex dynamics at play within Charlie Kirk's team. With scrutiny mounting and questions about accountability and ethics remaining unanswered, the story continues to unfold. As fans and commentators await further developments, one thing is clear: this leak has reshaped the narrative, drawing attention to internal operations, leadership decisions, and the high stakes of being caught on camera in the political spotlight as the controversy surrounding Joe Rogan's leaked footage escalates. The focus has shifted to the potential fallout and long-term consequences for Charlie Kirk and his Chief of Staff. Part 3 examines how the story is impacting public perception, internal operations, and the broader political landscape. While exploring what steps may be taken to navigate the crisis, sources close to the situation reveal that Charlie Kirk's team is scrambling to manage the narrative, while the Chief of Staff remains at the center of scrutiny. Insiders emphasize that the organization is taking steps to evaluate both immediate and long-term ramifications. They're reviewing everything from communication protocols to internal oversight procedures, one source said. This is about damage control, but also ensuring that this doesn't happen again. The footage itself continues to spark debate. Analysts and commentators argue over whether the Chief of Staff's actions were intentional or a lapse in judgment. Political experts note that perception often carries more weight than intent, and the video circulation has already influenced public opinion. Social media remains flooded with commentary, as users dissect body language, tone, and context to draw their own conclusions. Some have even created timelines piecing together events leading up to the footage, further amplifying interest in the story. Joe Rogan's role in this controversy cannot be understated. Known for uncovering stories others may avoid, Rogan's leak has amplified scrutiny and forced Kirk's organization into an unusually public crisis. Some supporters of Kirk argue that the footage was released without full context, potentially misrepresenting the situation. Others praise Rogan for promoting transparency, emphasizing the importance of exposing potential misconduct. This dynamic has fueled further debate, drawing attention from mainstream media, political commentators, and social media influencers alike. Internal sources indicate that Kirk is considering several strategic responses. Options reportedly include public clarification, internal disciplinary measures, and restructuring roles to prevent similar incidents in the future. One insider revealed They are weighing the pros and cons of each approach. Every decision now will be heavily scrutinized, so they have to get it right. Meanwhile, the Chief of Staff is said to be cooperating fully with internal investigations, though the emotional and reputational toll is evident. The public's response has been intense. Supporters and critics alike have taken to social media, expressing opinions that range from outrage to calls for accountability. Political analysts highlight that this kind of scrutiny can affect fundraising, public trust, and influence, particularly for high-profile organizations. Like Kirk's, some suggest that the incident could become a case study in the importance of transparency, internal checks, and ethical behavior in politically influential teams. Insiders also hint at potential long-term implications. If the footage is perceived negatively, it could impact both internal morale and public confidence in Kirk's leadership. Leadership experts emphasize that in high-pressure organizations, maintaining trust and accountability is critical, and even minor lapses can have amplified consequences when exposed publicly. The situation is a reminder that public perception is often shaped as much by leaked material as by official statements or actual outcomes. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan's involvement continues to draw attention. Analysts note that his platform allows for rapid dissemination of controversial material, making it difficult for organizations to control narratives once footage goes public. Kirk's team is reportedly aware that addressing the situation quickly and transparently may be essential to preserving credibility. Failure to act decisively, insiders warn, could lead to lingering questions about judgment, oversight, and leadership competency. Political commentators are debating the broader implications as well. Some suggest that this incident highlights the risks inherent in centralized power structures, where one individual's actions can reflect on an entire organization. Others argue that proactive communication and corrective action can mitigate damage and even strengthen public trust. If handled correctly, the situation serves as a reminder that leadership is constantly under scrutiny, and even seasoned political teams must remain vigilant. In addition to organizational considerations, the Chief of Staff is reportedly evaluating personal and professional next steps, while insiders indicate full cooperation with internal reviews. The pressure is evident as the public eye remains intensely focused. Analysts suggest that how this individual responds, both publicly and privately, could shape perceptions for months to come, affecting career trajectory and reputation in political circles. Meanwhile, social media continues to be a powerful amplifier. Fans, followers, and critics are dissecting every detail, sharing their interpretations and speculating on consequences. Memes, reaction videos, and in-depth breakdowns have created a constant stream of discussion, ensuring that the story remains in the public consciousness. Experts suggest that in today's digital age, viral footage can have long-lasting effects, reinforcing the need for careful crisis management as the situation develops. Kirk's organization is reportedly prioritizing 3 areas: transparency, accountability, and restoring confidence. Internal meetings are focusing on reviewing processes, reinforcing ethical standards, and ensuring staff understand expectations moving forward. According to sources, the goal is not only to address the immediate controversy, but to prevent similar incidents in the future. While the leaked footage has dominated headlines, insiders suggest this may also serve as a wake-up call for internal reflection. Experts highlight that even experienced teams can benefit from revisiting protocols, emphasizing ethics and strengthening oversight to protect both staff and organizational reputation. The incident has sparked a broader conversation about accountability in politically influential organizations, and Kirk's team is at the center of that discussion. Public opinion continues to evolve. Supporters of Kirk are hoping for a measured response, emphasizing that transparency and corrective action can restore confidence. Critics argue that the footage raises serious questions about internal operations and leadership oversight. Meanwhile, the Chief of Staff's actions remain under scrutiny. And how they navigate this period may shape their career and public image for years to come. In conclusion, Part 3 ties together the threads of this ongoing saga. Joe Rogan's leak has created unprecedented attention, forcing Charlie Kirk's team to confront internal issues, public perception, and organizational accountability. As the story unfolds, questions remain. Will Kirk issue a public statement? How will the Chief of Staff respond? And what long-term consequences might arise from this viral footage? One thing is certain, the story is far from over. The leaked footage has not only exposed potential missteps, but has also ignited debates about transparency, ethics, and leadership in the political sphere. Fans, political analysts, and insiders are watching closely, waiting to see how the next chapter unfolds. This is more than a momentary scandal. It's a defining moment that could shape perceptions, careers, and organizational practices for years to come. Stay tuned, because the Joe Rogan and Charlie Kirk saga is just beginning, and every update could change the narrative entirely. Wow, the drama just keeps escalating. Joe Rogan leaking footage of Charlie Kirk's chief of staff has everyone talking. And the questions are endless. What really happened behind the scenes? And how will Kirk and his team respond? Now, it's your turn to weigh in. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this footage exposes serious wrongdoing, or is it being blown out of proportion? We're reading every comment, and we want to hear your take on this explosive story. If you're following this political controversy closely, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest updates. Trust us, the next twist in this saga could be even bigger than what we've seen so far. Smash that like button if you're shocked by the leaked footage, and share this video with your friends so they can join the conversation too. Who knows? Your comment might even get featured in our next update. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Breaking down the wildest political and celebrity scandals, we cover all the inside details, shocking revelations, and behind-the-scenes secrets. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and keep the conversation going, because the Joe Rogan and Charlie Kirk story is far from over. And the next chapter could change everything.